Hello guys, this is the Gaming Revolution here, and welcome back to an all new Call of Duty Modern Warfare video. Now, today we have some kind of disappointing news. So as you guys know, we were expecting Modern Warfare gameplay to be shown off at E3 yesterday because an email went out from Twitch themselves in which they said there was going to be a gameplay demo of Modern Warfare, but apparently that ended up being a mistake or something. And as you guys know, it was also teased that we would see Modern Warfare gameplay within an interview on Sunday.
And I know there'll be more here at E3. We're going to see you guys on Tuesday for a panel, right?
Yep. Yeah.
All you guys and me together again, and that'll be streamed on YouTube. So hopefully, we had a call last week. It sounds like we may have some hints of things to come at that panel. So definitely want to tune in.
Finally, we get to
exactly. So definitely tune in for the Call of Duty Modern Warfare panel that will be streaming live right here on YouTube on Tuesday. I think it's at 3 o'clock Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. So we'll see you guys then.
And it left everyone just shocked. We were all so hyped to finally get to see Modern Warfare gameplay, and we were so let down. And it is really, really frustrating. Like, don't get me wrong, I can wait to see gameplay. I have patience. I just don't like the false hope, you know what I mean? And a lot of people were giving YouTubers and stuff like that flack over not seeing gameplay yesterday, as if it was our fault, when it was Twitch themselves that told us we were seeing gameplay. It wasn't our fault that we were misled by Twitch, but for some weird reason there's just a lot of awful people on the internet. Well anyways, today we might actually have the reason as to why there was no Modern Warfare gameplay shown yesterday, and we were just shown new images which were from multiplayer and also the Spec Ops mode and also the campaign. And that is because Charlie Intel put up this article which you can see on screen, in which says Infinity Ward is still deciding how disturbing they want to make Modern Warfare's campaign. So as you guys know, Modern Warfare's campaign is going to be hyper realistic. They want to display the true horrors of war, but in doing so it's probably going to start up a lot of controversy because Drifter has described the campaign as making No Russian from Modern Warfare 2 look like a Pixar movie, and obviously No Russian was the mission in which a bunch of innocent civilians were gunned down within an airport. Judging from the YouTubers and also the press that got to see the early campaign missions from Modern Warfare, apparently it's super gory and it is really horrific. Well, according to this article which has been reported by Kotaku have stated that they're planning to tone back parts of the campaign because they are still trying to decide how disturbing they want to make it. Hey guys, so a quick update since recording this video. Taylor Kurosaki has actually updated us with some new information clarifying what this video was originally about. So he is the studio narrative director over at Infinity Ward, so he is mainly working on the storyline aspects of Modern Warfare's campaign. And someone tweeted to him asking about whether the game is being censored, and he replied saying we never would, those are rumors, not true. So later on within this video I talk about the fact that an Activision spokesperson at E3 detailed that one of the lines from the campaign has apparently been removed. And I'll go on to that later on within this video. As I was saying, I'm adding this introduction to the video, but I have already recorded the video yesterday before Taylor tweeted this. So after we found out that a line has been removed, it led a lot of people to think that they were going to be censoring a lot of the violence, they were going to be censoring a lot of the dark, gritty aspects of the campaign, but according to Taylor, that is not the case. And I think the reason why this line has been removed is because Infinity Ward are still trying to strike the right balance in the tone of the game, because right now they're obviously still unsure how dark they want to make it. They're trying to balance it. They don't want to go past that limit. Now just to clarify, Taylor went on to say that they are not censoring the game. All they are doing is polishing and sharpening their vision to make this the best campaign you have ever experienced. So even though they're removing stuff, they're just trying to find that tonal balance, and there is still going to be a lot of the gritty stuff that we are expecting. They are aiming for tonal consistency across all of the modes, so it will be dark and gritty in the multiplayer and also the Spec Ops mode too, but I don't think they're going to go for as dark of a tone. But the maps won't be all bright and have bright camos and, you know, all of that weird flashy stuff and dabbing that we've had in recent Call of Duty multiplayers. But Taylor did also go on to say that the gruesomeness and the horrificness and the dark tone of the game is not just there for the sake of it to start controversy controversy. It's not just there to create shock value. Any dark tones or anything like that within the campaign is there for a reason, and it is there to add more emotional impact to the player, because without these emotional dark tones, you are not going to be as attached to the characters. But anyways, all I'm saying is that a lot of people have been making videos, and a lot of people have been kind of worried about Modern Warfare because they're worried that it's going to get censored. All I'm going to say is just chill out. I think it's going to be fine. I don't think they are censoring anything. I think they're just trying to balance the tone of the game. As the game is still in pre-alpha, nothing is set in stone just yet. They are not censoring things at all. So that is pretty good news. But anyways, enjoy the original video that I had recorded because it is still relevant. So I'm going to dive into the article right now. So it goes on to say, back in late May when we went to Infinity Ward to check out an early look at Call of Duty Modern Warfare, one of the immediate shocks behind the game was how real it was and how emotional the story missions will be, bringing a new level of realism to the franchise for the first time since No Russian back in 2009's Modern Warfare 2. By the way, if you want to read this full article, it will be down in this video's description. I'll talk a little bit about it after I'm done reading through it. It went on to say, one out of the two missions we saw was a flashback mission as players are taught why Farah becomes a rebel fighter and why her life was completely changed because of events in her childhood. During this specific mission, the players will play as Farah. One aspect of this mission which was very disturbing during the studio visit was that when Farah and her brother are navigating through the area in stealth, you overhear Russian soldiers talking about civilians on the ground that are unable to move because of nerve gas. However, at one point there's a Russian soldier that says to round up the women and children because their boss likes the young ones. So obviously you know what dodgy stuff that is insinuating. And essentially the article goes on to say that Kotaku are reporting that E3's Activision PR told them that this line is apparently being removed from the game, and they are making changes to a lot of the scenes within Modern Warfare to tone back the gruesome and horrificness. And while I can see where they're coming from, because Call of Duty do not want to start controversy, Activision do not want controversy, however at the same time, why even bother going for this sort of dark tone if they're not going to man up and just put everything they initially wanted within the game? I don't know why this line would even be removed. People are saying, well, it's crossing the line, but the thing is, in the actual wars, horrific stuff like this does happen, and I don't know why things like this have to be censored when it's displaying what actually happens within the war. I know there have been articles from so-called journalists and stuff like that saying that this game is stepping over that barrier, but at the end of the day, this game is an 18+ game. Everyone who should be playing the game understands these themes and they won't be affected by them, or at least I shouldn't think so. And if underage people are playing the game, well, that is up to the parents. The parents should restrict what they are able to play. That is not down to the game developers. This campaign is supposed to make the player feel uncomfortable. The Infinity Ward campaign developers have specifically said that they want us to feel disgusted when playing, because obviously in the actual war, a lot of the video games often portray it to be really, really fun. You know, they make the Americans within the war to seem like heroes and stuff like that, which gives a false perception of reality to people playing the games, and they're going for a completely different, more realistic, more gritty tone with this game, and I hope that not too much is censored. Now, in terms of this one line in particular, I can see how some people think it's going too far, but it's not like you ever see anything. I understand that it's a very touchy subject, obviously, but it is simply insinuated. You don't actually see anything. If you did, then that would definitely be going way too far. However, once again, like I've been saying throughout this video, by seeing this and hearing it in the background, it really does display the risk of you messing up. And that's what this whole game is based around. That is why there is going to be a lot of tragedy, because it's going to once again amplify the extent of the risks, so that if you do make a mistake, then it's on you. Now, in terms of this tone that is within the campaign, I want to add some further clarification. So I saw this tweet by Russian over on Twitter in which he said, why we haven't seen any Modern Warfare gameplay. Infinity Ward showed the game to YouTubers a few months ago and got horrible feedback, so they changed it. That is actually actually not true. Within the article that he quoted, they are talking about the fact that, as we're saying, one line has been removed from the campaign. He went on to say the game is simply too disgusting. Once again, from everyone's reviews of the campaign missions that they saw, they said that it has great emotional impact. Obviously, it is meant to make the player feel uncomfortable. That is the whole point of it. And it is for a reason. It's not just there for no particular reason for the sake of it. I replied to this saying that is literally the point. The game is 18 plus. These awful things happen in war, but some people turn a blind eye to it. There's plenty of movies with this exact same theme, but there's never any backlash. It's just because there's a negative stigma against games. And he went on to reply saying, particularly because in movies you are just a spectator, but with games you are at least vicariously part of what happens. If some of the stuff I'm hearing is true, the players themselves are going to have to do horrible things, and that just won't slide. And yes, I can see where he is coming from, but at the end of the day, a game is just a simulator. It's not what is actually happening. It's just trying to display what actually happens in real life. And although you, the player, may witness and you may do things that you may not be okay with, at the end of the day, it's just retelling a story. You are just playing a part of that story. And at the end of the day, I think you are still going to have some decisions of your own. I replied to this saying it's meant to be an emotional roller coaster with most likely a fitting conclusion, because at the end of the day, we all know that the game will have a happy conclusion. I doubt they're going to have a sad ending. Although there'll be a lot of sad events, there'll be a lot of sad moments throughout the campaign that will make you emotional. It'll be an emotional roller coaster. By the time it comes to the end, you'll be satisfied. And the thing is, the best movies bring out the emotion in you. You may see things that make you uncomfortable. You may feel a certain way that may make you angry at a particular character, or may make you sick to the stomach. And you may even feel a bit nauseous after finishing the movie, for example, if it's something that is quite traumatic that has happened during the movie. But at the end of the day, the best movies are the ones that bring out the emotion. I went on to say the game is purposefully designed to make the player feel awful. This is or was supposed to be the best interpretation of the true horrors of war without stepping into the fight itself. Now, yes, it's not going to be perfect. I'm not trying to say that. Obviously, there is no way any person is going to be able to fully experience war without doing it yourself. Obviously, there's going to be things that are not true interpretations because everyone's experience of war is different. But at the end of the day, I still believe this is going to be one of the best interpretations we have seen. He went on to say, but shooting babies isn't something I want to see, be a part of, or even near. I don't want to be a part of the stuff I'm hearing, and it'll make me stop playing rather than think about real life stuff. There's a fine line, and I don't think they've found it. So apparently within the campaign there is a mission in which you will be able to shoot a baby, because within Modern Warfare's campaign you will not be failed now if you shoot civilians. I replied saying then don't play it, the game isn't meant for everyone. Also, I'm pretty sure it's a choice if you want to do that and it isn't something forced. And he replied saying the fact that it is even a choice to begin with is sad. Maybe we just stand on different sides of this stuff, but I don't want to see, well, that stuff. I'm not going to spell it out because I'll probably get this video demonetized. And yes, I agree with where he is coming from. However, I replied to this saying that's not the point of the campaign. No sane person wants to see this. It's something that is supposed to be endured. The fact that multiple playtesters have cried speaks volumes for how touching the story is going to be. Without these themes, you will not feel the same emotional impact or connection to the characters. You will also not truly understand the stakes that are at risk that the game is trying to portray. And to be fair, I think my point that I'm trying to get across is perfect. At the end of the day, awful things like this happen in real life, and we all know that they are awful, but the thing is, and I know lots of people do not want to see this, but in order for you to get emotionally attached to the characters, they have to endure pain along with you. You need to feel the exact same pain as the characters themselves, as if they were real people. You have to witness, you have to endure these things. And once again, by seeing these horrible things is the only way that you will be able to see the true stakes that are at risk in war. Because all of the previous Call of Duty campaigns, they make war out to be fun. They make it out to be something you want to be a part of. It seems like an epic action movie, and it's portrayed like a Hollywood movie where it doesn't seem realistic at all. And I think these themes are going to help make it seem a lot more realistic, a lot more traumatizing, and really attach you to the characters and the story that Infinity Ward are trying to portray. That's just my interpretation. As I was saying, if you don't want to see these things, just don't play it. There is a multiplayer multiplayer side to the game. If you don't want to see these aspects, just play multiplayer. Now, another thing to note is that they are actually showing gameplay of Modern Warfare at E3, but it's just behind closed doors. Now, I had said this within previous videos when I was going over the different campaign panel times for Modern Warfare at E3. I said, well, the thing is, at least if there isn't gameplay publicly shown, it'll be shown behind closed doors, and maybe some people might leak it. However, I don't think anyone's going to leak it, because apparently these private panels at E3 are only for select members of the press and media and YouTubers and stuff like that, meaning you have to actually get invited to these special behind closed doors viewings of the campaign gameplay. So just regular people who turn up for E3 can't see it, so the chances of stuff getting leaked are very, very slim, as everyone who is seeing the gameplay has to sign an NDA, and they probably don't want to risk leaking anything, and if they get caught, they'd get sued. But anyways, what do you think of all this down in the comment section down below? I hope too much doesn't get censored, because that would be quite disappointing. I really hope this game does blow us out of the park, but we haven't seen gameplay yet, and I think the reason being is because they are trying to tone back the campaign before they show it to the public, because obviously they're trying to get the tone right. They don't want to start controversy. So anyways, thank you for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe if you're not for the latest and greatest Modern Warfare news and information. So anyways, thank you for watching, and bye.